GM friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how I've been providing liquidity recently on Meteora, also known as DLLM, and recently I've had the most success in doing it. I've tried all the different things like copy DLLM, using bots, etc. And this is where I found the most success. So a couple of people have been asking me what's my exact strategy, etc. So that's what I want to go over in this video. So first off, I'm just go through what I'm gonna talk about in the video, and also per usual guys, nothing's financial advice in my video, and all the links will be in the description. So I'm going to show you my wallet, my profit and loss exact, then you're going to see how to choose tokens that you want to provide liquidity to, basic screenings, so you want to check the token not a scam, etc., how to check that, then how to choose a range. So when you provide liquidity, you want to choose a price range, so how to choose that, and then how to check your profit and loss, and how to add line to gen range, and then when to exit and take profits, and some pro tips, and then I'm going to show you my personal setup. So let's get started. I'm going to try not to go on this website too much, like refresh it, etc., because I don't want to leak my address. And also guys, you don't want to copy me, because A, I can check if someone's copying me, B, you're not going to learn anything, C, it's going to dilute both of our returns, and D, I'm telling you now not to do that, because it's just not very ethical, especially if I don't want you to copy me. So let's get started. As you can see here, my PNL. So today's still going, I'm on like about 1 sol today. Yesterday I made 0.3, and the day before that I broke one of my own rules. I went into a coin that I shouldn't have went into, and then made a bit of a loss. The day before that, 1 sol, 2 sol, before that 2 sol, 3 sol. So I've been getting better. So before I used to only make 0.5 to 0.7, 0.8 sol, and recently I've been making constantly 1, 2. Recently I've been even doing 2 consistently. So it depends on the market, it depends on the strategy, etc. But I'm going to show you exactly how I've been doing it, so you guys can learn from that. You can see my win rate here is 89%, so it's almost 90%, so that's very good. That's how many percent. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I used to do a different strategy before, where I used to go into very risky coins and projects, and I've been rugged before. So if you see my one, I'm gonna go into all now. You can see one time I got rugged like 10 sol in one day, guys. This is very risky. I was making good, but then I got rugged, and then I gave it a break. I was using different tools, etc. Then I came back and I learned this strategy, lost some sol, made some sol, but now I'm up. As you can see, my total profit is around 24. So what I'm telling you, it does definitely work. It's up to you. So you can see the last 1 month I've been doing very well, and then week, you can see my week is steady gains. So last week I done 7, the week before that I done 5, week before that 5, 5, 4. This is the real deal. So these are my open positions I have currently, and you can see I've been printing sol all day. 0.05, 0.04, 0.1, 0.32, 0.13. I don't want to go on the next pages because it might refresh on my wallet, it might get leaked. But you can see guys, it's a real address, my own wallet, and it's been doing very well. So let's go into the next, where to find tokens and pools and avoid coins. So what you want to do, or how to find tokens that you want to actually provide liquidity to. So the idea is you want to go into coins that are not very new. Avoid any coin that's less than 1 day old, because they're usually 99% of the scams and the rugs happen then. The best filter, I'm going to show you some more sites where you can check, do some token analysis, etc. But the best metric I've seen to avoid rugs is just avoid very new coins. They are very lucrative, you can get those crazy gains, but you can make 10 sol and then lose it in one trade, guys. So that's why I just avoid that. You're better off having steady gains. The way I look at this is pretty much like a job or a lifestyle. Like, you're working, I'm very active on it, and I just want to stack up my sol, because I'm very bullish sol, and probably more videos about what I think about sol and the market in another video. But so my only thing is to accumulate Solana. So the idea is to avoid the very small coins, but not go too big as well, like Solana USDC, because so many people are providing liquidity on that, you're not going to make much. So the idea is there's a sweet spot where most likely the coins are not a rug, but also there's not too much liquidity being provided, but also there's a lot of trading activity, which means your fees are going to be good. Now to find them manually is very long. There's some tools you can use to actually, they automatically do the filtering for you. So there's this website, you can use my filters. I use a minimum market cap 3 million, 3 days roughly, the age of the token, how old it is, and then bin step 20. If you don't understand, that's fine, but I just put it to 20. And what I do, I go on the chart. So I've already opened the chart of this coin Light, and what I check is two things I check mainly. Well, few things I check mainly. I check all of these things to make sure there's no weird thing going on, burnt. So I'll probably avoid this one, but let's say this was fine. I look at the 5-minute volume and the 1-minute volume. There needs to be trades happening for you to make any profits, because we earn from the fees. So if this is very low, like this is not bad for an older token. This is 3 days old, but ideally I want it to be around 5k more. And also make sure the token is not like less than 1 day or a few hours old. Those usually you want to avoid, because they're most likely rugs. And so once that's fine, and what I'll do, I'll look at the chart and I'll try to go on a local top. I'll probably enter here, and then I'll put my liquidity either here or there. So depending on how big the market cap of the coin, etc. is, I'll play it safe. So something like this, which is 3 days old, I'll probably put my liquidity until here. I'm going to show you a few more websites, and then I'm going to show you how to add it on Meteora. So then what you want to do is, so the other websites where you can check for good pools is this website. Literally, you can put some filters, but I don't use any filters. All I do is make sure the token is more than 1 day old. Ideally, you want the token to be few days old or 1 week old, but beggars can't be choosers. You have to play with your risk and you just learn more as you go along. So I'll skip all. This one looks interesting. I'll go on this chart. So what I'll do, I'll click on this, go on the GM chart, and then I'll see how it's doing. I done this earlier on. I had a huge pump and then dump, but I did provide some liquidity for this earlier on. I was in and out, but usually stuff like this you want to avoid, because it's most likely will dump hard. So you want to see something that's a bit more steady. And so the next coin, so this one's stupid. So this one, I'm providing liquidity for this right now. So let's go on it. So this one's a good token, right? So it's 2 days old. It's got decent metrics. Volume is there, 15k on the 5 minute, and yeah, it looks good. And it's on a local top. So I'll provide liquidity from around here to there or around. Keep it simple. I'm not a TA expert or anything like that. And yeah, and I'll just monitor it. And yeah, so that's another website. This one, I'll leave the links in the description. The higher the Meteor score is, that usually means the more fees it's printing, the more profitable it is. But make sure you filter out the ones that are like less than 1 day. And that's it. And you just choose, you can go on Meteora as well. So let's say, for example, this token, Troll, I want to provide liquidity. I just go and click on the Meteora logo and it will take me straight to the pool. It will take me straight to the pool and I can go here, bid ask, I'll put how much Sol I want, and then I can edit this price. So for that specific token, Troll, let me look at the chart. So I'll look here. Because it's a bigger market cap coin, I believe it's over 50 million. You can check the market cap here, M cap. Yeah, the market cap is 150 million. So what I'll do, put the price back in Sol. And as you can see, I've already got lines here because I previously LP'd it. So this one, not ideal, is on a downtrend, but let's say I did do it because I couldn't find anything else. I'll put like I'll do it until this price. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this price and then paste it in, and then automatically, can you see it's already adjusted it for me. You don't need to worry too much about bin step. I would say if you're new, ideally if you're watching this, you're new, so you don't need to worry too much about bin step. Just know that you can adjust the price, so that's the main thing. And then you just say add liquidity, and it would add the liquidity. And then lastly, there's 2 more websites where you can check for good opportunities as well. There's this one, it's called Foxtrot or Looker Studio, and these are also, they hyperlink the Meteor link website. You can use this also. I don't use this as much, but it is a good website. And also to find other coins like these type of coins, you can find them in LP Army Discord. So they've got a channel called Multi-Day Ops. You just can go there and then just check the coin one by one. That's what I do. I just click on them. It takes me to Meteora. From Meteora, you can go in GemGen. So look, from here, you can go in GemGen, check the chart. If everything looks good, you start small, start slowly, and take your time. Make sure you know exactly what you're getting into and be very risk averse. Next up, I want to show you a few tools where you can actually check the safety and the ruggishness of a coin. So there's one called Trenchbot. I'm not going to go into every website how to use it, etc. You can learn that, but to be fair, I don't use this as much, but I should, and you should also learn as well. So there's Trenchbot. You just put the contract address in. They all work pretty similar, but they tell you about different metrics of the coin, or they have their own analysis. Okay, so here you can check rug check, and then you block documents. You paste in a contract address here, and it will tell you some analytics, and then also bubble mats, which most people know about. So then once you are in a coin, once you find a coin, you can check your profit and losses on websites like this. So one of the websites I was showing you is LP what's it called, LP Agent. Sorry, it's 7 a.m. here. I'm running a bit slow. But so this website also, Ultra LP, you can also check your profit and loss. You just have to connect your wallet. If you don't want to do that, then just use LP Agent. LP Agent tells you your profit and loss, etc. Guys, so then let me show you next what I want to show you. So we've found out how to find tokens, pools, avoid coins that are less than a few days old and a few market cap. Basic training, we've gone over that. How to choose range and open position, we've done that. How to check P&L, check that on. How to add lines. So the easy way to add lines into your chart, literally you just right click this button here and then choose a line. So the reason why I put the lines of my range. So the way I start, I put the line because you're always doing, so make sure whenever you open a position, guys, where's my thing? You always do bid ask. Every time do bid ask. If you don't know what these means, just do bid ask at the start. That's what you want to do. Don't do it on anything else. I don't want to go into, I've already explained in the previous video what these mean, but if you're not sure what they mean, just do bid ask. That's the safe. So yeah, you'd put the lines, and in LP Army and all these places, LP Agent and your Meteora, it does show you your range. But what I do is I actually add the lines so then I can visually see it. I got this from Mythical Potato, one of the guys that's really good at this, the GOAT. And I remember seeing one of his setups and he put these lines, and I started doing it and I found it really useful. So it just gives you a visual representation of your range. It's very useful. So yeah, so you want to add the line, then when to exit, take profits and ride the wave. So the way to know when to exit, so something like this chart, right? So let's say I entered here, I had my range here and it went a bit down. So there's 2 things I'll do. One, sometimes if it's not a rug, if I'm like confident in the token, I'll add another position, another bid ask from there to here. And then as it's here, I'm going to make some fees. And then when it pumps, I'll get out. When do I know how to get out? If I'm breaking even or a bit of profit, I'll get out. And then what I do, I'll add a new position. I'll close both the positions and I'll add a new position from there to maybe here or a bit lower. So what I do, I try to ride every wave, guys. Like every little triangle you see here, I try to ride that wave. And usually I'll use like a 4-hour, 1-hour chart if I'm making the range. And then once I'm in the range, I'll use a bit lower time. So when to exit, take profits, ride the wave, volume. Yeah, I told you about the volume, guys. If the volume drops drastically, like less than a few hundred or 1k, 2k, it's relative to the coin. You want to get out because if there's no trades happening, you're not going to make it. And pro tips. So some pro tips, add another BA. I already went over that. Don't go crazy over pumps. Give it a few minutes before adding any range. So let's say a coin is pumping really fast, guys. Sometimes what you don't want to do is you don't want to like keep chasing it because you're going to have to open and close the position, and that's going to cost you fees, even though the fees are negligible. But what happens is if you get the tippity top of a pump, your downside is also going to be very high because you got the exact top. So what I do, I give it a bit, a few minutes, typically a few minutes or a bit, and then I'll go in once it settles on a price, because then my lower range is also going to be lower, because the higher you go, and if you try to cover a big range, you're going to dilute your gains. So yeah, don't chase pumps, let things settle, and then put your range in. Keep an eye on volume. I mentioned that. Don't chase pumps. Maximize window confirm and self. So what I mean by that is, so this window is right now maximized. So if I do any transaction transactions on Meteor, it's going to open on another screen. I'll have to confirm the transaction on Phantom, and then it will come back to the screen. That wastes a bit of time, especially when you're doing this. You need to be fast. So what you can do is demaximize your screen, so you still have pretty much full screen, but then your Phantom will open up on the screen you're on, and then you can approve transactions more faster. That's one thing. The other way, if you want to be even more faster, I believe Solflare allows you to have automatic approvals. I wouldn't recommend that if you're new and if you're not sure what you're doing. I personally don't do that as well, but that's something I read somewhere or heard. If you're advanced, you can try that. And that's it. And then lastly, I'm just going to show you my personal setup, how I do it. So I have a few devices. I have my MacBook laptop. I have Meteora open on my laptop, and I have all the positions on Meteora. That's where I type because I use other monitors and I use my Mac to interact with them. So on my Mac, I have my Meteora positions. Then I have an ultra wide, LG ultra wide, and I have my positions open. So these are real life positions that I had the other day. As you can see, I have 3 screens when this opening up. So you can see I have 3 charts. I manage 2 free positions at the same time, and even some coins I'm in 2 free positions within that coin as well. And so you can see I've put the lines here of my range. And yeah, there's a browser called Arc Browser. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I think you can use one called Zen as well. You can add tabs together. So that's what I have on my ultra wide. And then on my iPad, I have my LP agent, so that will show me my profit and loss. And then I don't know why it's not opening up. Yeah, so this will show me my profit and loss, my accumulated profit and loss, etc. And then lastly, on my Mac, I also have another window sometimes with LP Ultra, and that will show me my profit and loss. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That's my personal setup. I hope that answers all your questions. If you have any more questions, you can leave in the description or come to my Telegram chat. And I hope you find this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.